Hello and welcome back to the channel and welcome to day 10 of my Christmas countdown. Yeah, I know, it's another new shirt. I am starting to be very concerned about the amount of Christmas clothing I have, really. I don't really wear it that often. Yet somehow I've accumulated quite a lot of it over the years, it would appear. This time I've got a Volkswagen driving home for Christmas. There you go, you can see all that. I like this, I like my VWs, as some of you may well know. This is a really awkwardly sized t-shirt though. Massive on the neck, not big enough under the arms. Bits, you know, it's just, anyway, it'll do for now. We'll keep going. Anyway, enough of that. Let's find out what beer is behind door number 10. That's right, we have yet another Santa themed beer. That's 2 days in a row. Rosey Nosey, this one, from Bateman's. Bateman's are a traditional brewery I generally get on with quite well. Their Triple XB is generally fantastic, and a couple of others I do enjoy from time to time. So I'm looking forward to this one, and I have a funny anecdote about when I picked this up. I picked this up in Morrison's in the UK a couple of weeks back. And I did my normal thing of just going down the beer aisle to see what there. And I was actually looking for Christmas beers with this entire countdown in mind. And I walked in and I clocked one or two, and then I clocked this. And just as I saw it, a guy swooped in with his trolley and his wife, and he started loading them. Just started loading them. But as he was doing so, the stuff he already had in his trolley didn't really allow him to get slabs of this stuff in. They probably had 24, 30 bottles on the shelf or something like that. So he had to rearrange his trolley. While he was doing so, he said to his wife, "This is great, this is, I'm buying loads of it." And then he said, "Don't tell anyone else I've found it." Like he's found some obscure treasure. No doubt it's probably going to be a reasonable beer, but this is going to have to be really excellent if you wanted to limit anyone else. But by the nature of the conversation, he's basically saying, "Don't tell my friends that I've got this." Like he's keeping. I don't understand. Is he selling it at double retail because they enjoy it so much? What kind of heist is he pulling here? Anyway, while I had his back turned, I swooped in and grabbed a couple of them because, well, if it was that good, I'm going to have at least two, right? So yeah, here we are, Rosey Nosey. Enough about that. Let's get into it. First though, quick look at the bottle for yourselves. Nice bit of traditional festive artwork on there. Rosey Nosey. I can't actually remember what this is. Special Christmas beer, it says, from Bateman's. It says, bursting with rich fruit, sultana and raisin flavours. So, that sounds alright. Spin it around, normal stuff on the back. 4.7%. Let's do this. So, that's 2 days on the trot without a bad pour, which is a bit worrying, really. It's dark copper, it's not quite ruby. It's maybe a light bitter, or, yeah, a bit of a in-betweeny beer shade, that one. It looks slightly darker on camera, as usual, than it does in the glass. One finger just off whitehead that is depleting very quickly. It looks alright, it looks a touch flat, if I'm honest, but we'll see. Aroma-wise, then, zesty is the standout. Zesty, orange peel, traditional hop profile, touch of sweetness, touch of, yeah, those deep kind of, was it raisin and sultana? It's got that, doesn't really smell like them, but it's got that air of kind of dried fruit sweetness about it. But it's mild, it's mild. But really, it really just smells like old school beer, so let's get into it. Cheers, Merry Christmas. This is balancing on the edge, is what I'd say. Festive beers go one of two ways. They are either perfect for the time of year, just kind of explore and elaborate on that festive taste profile, make you feel, I don't know, a mix of comfort, nostalgia, ready for Christmas. It's all good. The other half of them monopolise on the fact people like festive ale, didn't put any effort in, and to be honest, would have been better not bothering. This is sitting right on the fence. Right on the fence. If this wasn't a festive beer, I would have said that this is a bitter that's trying to do something maybe a little bit different, be lighter, be more refreshing, be a bit zesty, and it's an interesting concept, but it's not quite there yet, is what I'd say. As a festive beer, it's just lacking in those bold festive flavours that I'm really looking for. It is a bit sweet, it's quite bitter on the back end. It feels like it should be well rounded, and I think half the problem is the mouthfeel. It's really loose, look at it, it flaps around. It's really not very thick at all, which is a shame. 4.7%, they could have done more. It could have been smoother, it could have been creamier, but it's not. So, let's get on with it. Top to bottom taste test. Initially, it's quite neutral on the front of the tongue. I think that's possibly half of its issue. It's not very bitter, it's not very sweet, it's not very carbonated. It's a bit, that very first impression is inoffensive, average, traditional ale. Not that traditional ales are average, I love them, but in this one it's just a bit Second phase, sweetens up a little bit of carbonation comes in, it's light, it's okay, it's starting to think like it might be able to bring itself back. On the swallow, it's quite smooth on the swallow, I'll give it that. It's not very crashy at all, flows down easily. Big bit of bitterness on the swallow. It does fade out fairly quick. It feels intense, but then it doesn't last long enough really to be offensive. And then the aftertaste, you get a bag of those traditional hops that are used in here. And then after a few moments, you get that dried raisin sultana, similar aftertaste, but the bitterness and the kind of generic ale bitter, whatever you want to call it, flavour is also there. So does this taste like those festive fruits? Well, yes, but simply not enough. There's a nod that is there, but you really have to search for it. I'm not sure how much of that I would have picked out without the prompt on the bottle, if I'm honest. I'm really not sure. It is definitely there, but it's not even on every swallow. You really have to get it right and be concentrating at the right point for it to, I guess, materialise as they intend. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It's not offensive, but it has no opportunity to be offensive. It's so bland in almost every way. The only bit about it that's a bit spiky is the bitterness on the back end, and even that, after a few mouthfuls, kind of fades away. It becomes very easy drinking, but not in the way you want it to be. I think that really kind of sums it up. I've got no idea why the guy in Morrison's was so keen to buy all of it, because, yeah, there's a lot better on those shelves. But then again, at least maybe no one else has to now buy it. So there is that. Let's take a look at the bottle. So Bateman's, craft brewers since 1874. Oh, Bateman's has gone for the craft. I've not seen that. They've started to introduce the word craft in their slogan. I mean, as far as I'm aware, Bateman's aren't owned by a big company, but I might be wrong. So they kind of are, but I don't know. I hate it when, I just don't like the word, to be honest. It's become so, Anyway, Rosey Nosey, special Christmas beer, bursting with rich, fruity sultana and raisin flavours. Bursting is a stretch, there's a hint of it. Oh God, they've even introduced the word craft brewers to their logo. Jeez, okay. And again on the back, Christ. Rosey Nosey Christmas beer. Our story is one of enterprise and innovation, always looking forward whilst remaining true to our family roots. After 4 generations of Bateman's is still fiercely independent, honesty, creativity and gritty determination fuel our passion for our beers. This fabulously fruity beer is brewed with pale, crystal and chocolate malts and is hopped with English Challenger and Goldings. It has a rich aroma and a palette of raisin sultanas and biscuit malt and spicy peppery hops. A rich, luscious and warming ale ideal for winter. Honestly, it was more refreshing than warming. It's got a bit of that, but it should have just been more. It should have just been more on all those things. It's not. There's not heaps of kind of rich biscuity malt in there. I mean, it says you use chocolate malt. What, for colour? Because there's no flavour in it. I like Bateman's. I really like Bateman's. This is just not what this. Right. I wanted more. Litmus test. If someone put this down in front of me in the pub, how would I react? I wouldn't be thoroughly annoyed. I can drink it. It's nice, actually. It's nice. It's nice. But I'd immediately find out for the next round what else was on offer. And that is the unfortunate truth of it. I wanted to like this. I like the brewery, but it's just not there for me. It's just not quite there, which is a shame. But we've had some great Christmas beers so far. Unfortunately, one or two of them we're always going to just not quite make the cut. And I hope the next year they bring it back and it's all just that little bit better. Before we wrap this up then, let's find out if this has changed at all while we've been talking. On the aroma, now it's very calmed down. I mean, there's no carbonation left in there at all, really. There's a smell coming through that's reminiscent of something, but it's almost something ever so slightly, I don't know. Can't quite put my finger on it. I think it's just a bit of kind of a freshness from the hop, which is weird for this type of beer, because this type of beer isn't really about fresh hop. It's about bitterness and malt profile, and there is a bit of freshness in there that should be endearing, but equally isn't really happening. So, and then on the flavour, once you stop drinking it for a bit, it goes back to being a bit of a jarring bitterness, but no, it's still really nothing to write home about, unfortunately. Sorry, Batemans, I do really like you, just this one, not the one for me. And that really is all I have to say about it. So as always, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like it. If you haven't already subscribed, if you will be so kind, and I'll catch you tomorrow for day 11. I feel like I've missed a joke about disappointment in number 10. Anyway, until next time, cheers.